Hello, everyone. My name is Hannah Bro, and I warmly welcome you to Inside of Motocross. I'm going to generally inform you about the sport and the complications, pros, and cons that can come with it. For many of you, you may not have heard of motocross. It's actually a sport, and I'm going to inform you of the odds and ends. I made a PowerPoint presentation for you to follow along with, everyone in the audience, okay? Let's begin. Again, welcome all. I'm Hannah, and I actually married a motocross racer who is sitting in the audience right now. For those of you who do not know anything about the sport, sit tight. I'm going to inform you of all the things I've learned. I will introduce you to the sport, all the odds and ends. I will tell you the pros and cons of motocross. And I'll also share with you the passion these riders feel about riding, their drive and strive to keep pushing forward, even through the brutal conditions. Let's roll. So, what is motocross? That's the real question. It's a physically demanding sport of dirt bike racing on a closed course with many jumps and changing obstacles. It has actually been defined by my racer husband as brutal, and I'm pretty sure all of his race buddies would agree. Motocross has actually been proven to be the most physically demanding sport on the planet. I don't know if you have ever seen a race go on, but it looks pretty intense. Could you imagine being the rider? Now let's talk about why it is considered to be so brutal. Well, starting with conditions. If you look at any sport that takes place outside, conditions are not always perfect and they don't always best suit the needs of the race. Some conditions can get as hot as 110 degrees while fully dressed in thick riding gear. Now, for those of you who don't know what riding gear is like, there are pads that go on the knees. There are thick pants to cover and protect the legs. There are boots that go up to the top of the knees with buckles, very heavy, long sleeve jersey, sometimes a neck brace, sometimes a chest plate, and also a helmet and goggles, all of which are padded with type of sponge padding which sticks to the skin and creates more of a hot and insulated environment. That can get hot on a regular day. So imagine riding, controlling a heavy machine in 110-degree weather with all of that clothing on. It can get pretty hot. Also, they race through rain, deep mud, snow if they have to. With just like with any other sport, it's not always going to be perfect conditions. And whenever it gets rainy, the mud gets deep, things get slippery, and that's whenever it becomes extremely dangerous. You do have to take into consideration that a race not only has other riders competing for the top spot, but they are passing up each other, and that's whenever it can get very dangerous. Now, according to my motocross husband, Christopher Bro, motocross is a constant stand up, sit down motion. Imagine doing over 1,000 squats while controlling a heavy machine going 60 miles per hour. It is brutal, but I will never give it up. Do you think that you could ride? What passion must that be for someone to go through all these physically demanding things and still love the sport? Now, train insane. These riders have to train in an insane way to be able to keep up with the physical demanding and just brutal protocol that comes with riding. Not only are racers physically demanding, but so is the training. Training consists of riding in the same conditions that the race will be repetitively. So, really bad conditions, they must continue to ride it back to learn how to operate in this type of condition. They do cycling for miles at a time to get used to that position and long distance traveling. They swim multiple laps, which is actually really good for any sport and any type of conditioning, but still, nonetheless, very hard. And much more physically demanding exercises they must do, like weight training and different things to keep their body physically fit to be able to handle the motions of riding. Racers must remain extremely fit or they will be unable to compete. Now, of course, you're thinking, while many hear this and think that racers are out of their minds, I will inform you why so many, such as my husband and I, are passionate about this sport. It's a passion driven feeling. From my own personal experience, motocross is an absolute release of passion. If done carefully and responsibly, the sport is beyond relaxing and stimulating. There is no escape from a bad day. I get on my bike and let go. Again, quoted my husband. Now concluding. Motocross is a demanding sport that takes extreme physical capabilities to perform. However, it can be exhausting and dangerous. At the end of the day, anything we can do or anything that we pursue can hurt us. We can hurt ourselves by simply walking down the street. It's all a matter of if we are responsible and if we are well trained. Why let that stop you from riding? I hope you have all enjoyed my speech about motocross, and I hope that some of you get into the sport. Thank you all for watching. Thank you, Christopher, for quoting and being in the room with me. I hope you all have a blessed week.